Blake, what school do you go to?
PCY, Paradise Canyon Elementary.
Nice, nice. And who's your favorite teacher?
In fourth grade, or like
Yeah, in your
just
class,
like
in one, like, is there a specific thing you love? Like, do you love your science teacher or your math teacher, or is it one teacher
I
for everything?
I have one teacher for everything, but for science we switch off teachers.
Hmm.
So far I have had my teacher for science and Miss Lesko for science.
They're good teachers, I hear. Yeah. Which one gave you the assignment for that we're here today for the Mr. Coffee one? Who gave you that
Oh,
assignment?
Miss Lloyd, my teacher.
Yeah. So what were you studying? I noticed on some of the artwork that got sent over. What was the focus that month?
It was like so every month we do like we celebrate like different like people.
Hmm.
So that month that I did it, it was Italian American Heritage Month,
Hmm.
and so she put like I think there was like a ballerina and like a race. No, there was like Mr. Coffee, and you got to choose one. So there was Mr. Coffee and then some other people, and I chose Mr. Coffee.
Excellent. So, Mr. I'm assuming you don't drink coffee yet, right? No. How old are you, Blake?
9.
9. Yeah, it's pretty young for coffee, but my grandparents used to give me coffee candies at your age, so I knew kind of like the taste of it, but
I do not like the taste of coffee. So
that's okay. But then why'd you choose Mr. Coffee? Any reason in particular?
I don't know. It was like sounded like the most interesting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what did you learn about it? When was Mr. Coffee born?
Doesn't really say.
That's okay. I listened to this little interview on NPR and it was 1972. And who was the person who invented it? What was the guy's name?
Mr. Coffee, the dude's name that
Yeah,
invented it.
exactly.
Vincent Mar. I don't know how to pronounce the last name.
Murata?
Mara. Yeah.
Murata? Yeah, cool, cool. And so what did you learn about the coffee maker? Like what was the design of it? Do you remember?
It was like I
It was different,
it
right?
kind of. It was mostly like it kind of looked like similar to the one we have now, but it's more like square. It's like bigger.
Hmm. And it made coffee a little different. Like when like a long, long time ago, they used to make coffee in a machine called a percolator, right? And a percolator just kept recycling the coffee, so it kind of burned it. And Vincent Marrotta had like this great idea to make coffee differently, like using this, I think it was called gravity pull. Was that right? think
Uh,
I think you wrote it on your
yeah,
report. Hmm.
yeah. The machine that used gravity to put water through a heater section that allowed it to drip into a pot below.
Perfection. Perfection. And I think they did really well in sales, but there was this time he reached out to like what we would call an influencer today, right? So he reached out to somebody to advertise his coffee maker. Can you share with everybody who that was?
It was
A famous baseball player, right?
oh yeah, he was in the New York Yankees baseball player Joseph Paul DiMaggio.
Excellent. Yeah, he was a huge guy, not just in that, but just being like an influencer and like that's what he'd be called today, right? But back then they didn't call them influencers. But um so I heard this might be interesting to you. I don't know. I heard on somebody who did a little interview with Vincent Marrotta that Vincent called Joseph from Ohio, and he found his unlisted number and called him in California and asked him to represent Mr. Coffee. And he said no. And then he went to California and he called him a second time, then like the next day practically. And Joe DiMaggio said yes. And I guess the rest is history because the sales went crazy after Joe DiMaggio came in, right?
Yeah.
Cool. And so, do you think that you're going to try coffee? No.
Like now or
No,
like
you don't have to now, but do you think you'll ever try
yeah, when I'm older. Yeah.
it? Do you know your dad does not like coffee?
Really? I didn't
Yes.
know that. My
He,
mom loves coffee. She like drinks it every single day.
how does she take her coffee? Do you know? No.
I don't
Does she have a Mr. Coffee pot?
no, she doesn't have a machine. She normally goes to like Constellation or something.
Oh, okay. So she goes to like a little coffee shop to get her
Yeah.
coffee. So
Coffee shop now. Tell her when you get in Starbucks now, your caramel one. Tell her.
I hear your dad is telling you about a certain kind of coffee. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I have a story about when my dad picked me up from school, I wanted a drink from Starbucks called a caramel ribbon. And he was like, okay. And so he had to go to the grocery store to get like stuff. So when he ordered it, and so my sister, he gave the phone to my sister, and my sister ordered it, and he asked her, does it have coffee in it? And she said, no, no, it doesn't. And then I said, yeah, it does. You need to take the coffee out. And then she didn't take the coffee out. And then when we got the drink, it had coffee in it. And my sister also got the wrong drink too. So my dad had to go back and fix it.
How did you know it had coffee in it? Did you try it and then say,
Yeah, I
this tastes
tried it and
funny?
it tastes funny. Like it tastes like coffee.
So you did try coffee. You told me you never tried it. You did take a sip.
Yeah, I was like, this will make me hyper. And then I drank a little bit of it.
That's why your dad does not drink coffee. He told me that it makes him too hyper. So it's like father, like daughter. So the same thing for you would make you too hyper.
Yeah.
How was the caramel ribbon drink when they took the coffee out? Was it delicious?
Yeah, it was really good.
Excellent. Excellent. So, Blake, are you going to do any more reports on Vincent Marotta or on coffee, or are you all done with that?
I think like we're all done with it because now we're on to like I forgot what Heritage Month. I think it's gonna be new when we get back in school.
Oh, okay. Well, I will tell you, your dad sent me the pictures. There was four of them for your report. Would you mind if I included those in the show in case anybody wants to see
Yeah.
your report?
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Blake. This was really nice. Did you realize that we finished our interview? You didn't
No.
even know it was happening, did you?
No, I did because I kept looking at the recorded time and I was like, oh, I know what she's doing.
I have to admit, I'm guilty. I had the recording on from the moment you started because I didn't want to have to put the button on and make it a big ceremony. So I want to thank you for coming on Coffee Culture and sharing what you learned about Italian American Month and Vincent Marotta and Mr. Coffee. That was like a really cool report.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Blake, for coming on Coffee Culture. If you do any future reports on coffee, Would you like to come back? Excellent. You are really good on a podcast. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. We did it. It's a wrap. Share your thoughts and ideas on coffee culture. You could put them in the reviews on Apple Podcasts or DM me on Instagram. And if you'd like to support an indie podcaster, there is a link in the show notes for buying me a coffee. Please subscribe and share a cup of coffee culture with your friends. This season is produced by Pale Blue Studios.